We're here at the North Branch Snowdrifter Show, and as usual, the guy making the most noise is my buddy John. Hi, John.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, we're going to start right off with an interview.
Yes.
Tell me what you brought today, John.
Well, I brought the 76 Merc Snow Twister 440.
Liquid
Cool 440.
Awesome.
It's been restored.
Well, except the hood. Tell me the story of the hood.
The original hood that was on this thing when it was raced back in the day.
Do you know who raced it?
No, I do not. I have not dug up that information yet. I have to send some stuff into Eagle River and the serial number and all that, and then they will give me the information back.
All right. Well, if you know who raced 766 Snow Twister in the mid-70s.
Mid-70s, yeah.
John wants to know. You Snow Twister fans, get with us. Let us know.
Let us know. We'll pop the hood here.
Sweet. Oh, I like the crankcase cooling on this.
Yeah.
I don't know if people can see this, but this is crankcase cooling with the little window to get the motor out for the motor mounts.
Right.
Very cool. Cool. Thanks, John.
Hey, not a problem. Hey, thank you.
All right, we're here at Race Sled Row. Check it out. First sled we encounter is one of these Z's. Still one of the sexiest snowmobiles they ever made. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Now we got this Winnipeg to 500 Colt. Mustang, it says. Very cool. Check out all the holes in the hood for cooling. That's a big old JLO L380 in there. Cool sled. Big one-lunger, but back in these days, one-lungers were what they raced. Those were the hotter sleds. Very cool. We got John's Merc here, and of course you guys are familiar with John's Speedway. We did a whole video about these, so I'll put a card up in the corner.
Yeah, get one on there.
There you go. We got a 6500 Blizzard. These are an awesome sled. You know, they had that rotary valve 340 in them. They just haul butt. We got a Thunderjet Dynamite Engineering. Very fun. Super fun sled. This is another one of John's sleds. They put this cone right next to it. How are you supposed to appreciate the sled with the cone there? We're going to move that a couple feet away. But check that out. Of course, I believe that's the big 650. Let's see what it says on the tag. Yes, indeed. That is the 650. Super cool. I love the way they laid those motors down. Now, once again, I already put up the card for the video at John's. You can get more details about that there. So here we go. 78 TX. It's a 440, it says on the tag. Well, it says 400, but they only made 340 and 440. Well, I see why it says 400 now. They made her a liquid, kind of like Lonnie's sled, and they used an Indy 400 motor in there. Nice. Very fun. We got a jacked up Yamaha ET. There you go, Kevin from Junkyard Digs. Here's your next project. Sweet. I got a 340 EXT Special. Super cool. It's got a 340 SOX in it, probably an SS, I'm guessing, since it's fan cooled. And very nice. Looks like a hand fabricated aluminum tank. Beautiful leopard skeet. Got some nice little custom touches on this. I like this sled. Very nice. All right, what do we got here? Snowmobile year, NA. Snowmobile make. I can't even read that. Fabcraft, it says. Fabcraft. So apparently that would be a mountain sled. I don't know much about those. If you know, go ahead and leave a comment. All right, guys, you just heard a brief amount of crackling stinger pipe exhaust. Sir, what's your name?
Ross.
Ross? And how long have you had this SRX?
Probably about 4 years now.
4 years?
Yep.
And what have you done to it? Have you done any restoration, or is it original? Or?
It was an original barn find sled. It was kept in good condition because it was a 1,000-foot sled since new, or at least so I've been told. I just basically went through it, cleaned it up. It's got a set of cut cylinder heads on it, 44 mil round slide carbs, custom built pipes.
Sweet. Have you ran it any speed runs or drag races?
We're still in the still doing testing and clutch testing, but we were out on the lake yesterday, so doing some 500-foot drag stuff. So.
Did you have a timer or any radar?
Nope, no timing. We were just running like grudge racing, fun racing stuff. So we'll. My goal next year is to get it down the racetrack and hopefully be competitive in an organized event.
Wonderful. Well, this sled's really cool, and hopefully we'll catch up with you at the end of next season and find out how fast you went.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. So this sled is my buddy Dwayne's sled, and we lost Dwayne about 2 months ago, so R.I.P. Dwayne. His sons brought it out, Zach and Fletcher, and we're going to try to get you an interview about it. But my friend Hoover always helped Dwayne out. You guys must have seen Hoover on the videos at some point, but that is an Hearth 650 ultralight engine under there, made it up to the remnants of some Montana pipes. Pretty cool sled. I'll find one of the boys and we'll stick an interview in here next. All right, we're here with my buddy Zach and Fletch. You're only gonna hear Fletch talk because he's got the microphone and Zach doesn't. But this was their dad's snowmobile, and their dad was a really good friend of mine. And tell us about this snowmobile, Fletcher.
So this is a 71 Panther with a 650 airlight motor in there.
So this is an ultralight motor.
Ultralight. There we go. Yeah.
So our buddy Hoover helped your dad out a lot with this. I know that.
Yep.
And,
Helped out. He did it all. Hoover did it all.
Well,
Yeah,
your
no.
dad commissioned the sled.
Yeah.
So this was Dwayne's pride and joy.
Yep.
And yeah, that's an ultralight 650. It's a Hearth. So I think the sled was originally a 634 Hearth.
Yep.
And then Hoover did some custom work, as you can see, to make some Montana pipes fit. And folks, don't get mad. There was a lot of holes up there in the parts Hoover cut off. Those were not pristine. So I just wanted to show you this. It's kind of special to me. We lost Dwayne this winter, and Dwayne was a really good friend. Been riding with him since these guys were little kids.
Yep.
And it's great that these guys are honoring their dad, and they're bringing their dad's sled out to all the shows.
Making sure it still runs.
Making sure it runs. Is it electric? Oh, I didn't even know it was electric start. Those Montanas got a little bark to them.
Yep, they crackle.
Hoover might have taken some parts out. I don't know. Cool. Well, thanks for showing it, Fletcher.
Yep.
And Dwayne, we miss you, buddy. All right, here we are. Arctic Cat, 1965, 100. Sweet. This 1968 Snowjet, significantly different from the Snowjet we built for One Lung Racing, but it is Hearth powered. Cute little motor in there. Very fun, very fun. And check out the old skidoo here. It looks like an Ollie to me. Super Ollie, it says. Super Ollie. Got the Rotex with the angle plug head. You know what that means. You see that angle plug head on a Rotex single, it means extra power. So I like that sled. Real early Scorpion, 1966. First year, I believe, of the steel tunnel. Correct me if I'm wrong. And we got a little JLO, looks like probably a 252 power in this thing. Really nice resto, and it's got that plastic track in it that Todd Hickey talked about, those plastic tracks back at the other show. I'll put a link up there. So a big Fox track rear engine. Very cool. You know, one of the competitors, the Polaris and Arctic Cat back in those days, says it's a 1965. It's a big 4-stroke. And, you know, this back part is largely like a separate part. You unbolt a couple bolts, disconnect some wires and cables, and, well, that'll come right off. So the power plant versus the cab, kind of separate on these early sleds. Really cool. Ooh, it's going to go. You want to get interviewed about it? All right, sir, what's your name, first of all?
Flynn Elder.
Glenn, I love your sled.
Flynn, F-L-Y-N-N.
Flynn?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Oh, Flynn.
Yes.
In like Flynn.
Yes.
There you go. Flynn, what's the story of the sled, the Dynamite Engineering hood? It's beautiful.
I got into collecting almost 30 years ago before the internet.
Yeah.
This was the first Thunderjet that I ever saw. And I bought this out of Poconos,
In New York,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, okay.
And the guy, I bought it sight unseen, and he put it in a Sea-Doo crate and shipped it to me. And I bought it on the cheap. He had two of them, two of the sleds like this, and I didn't have a scratch for two. So I bought this one, almost 30 years ago, 25 some years ago.
Do you know the story of the Dynamite Engineering on the hood?
I do not.
It's an original hood, though.
Yeah, this is, I went through the top end of the cylinders, clutch, really minor stuff, but this is pretty much the sled I bought.
Really? And it's a single pipe, but it sounds great.
It's the original stock pipe in a can.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it sounds awesome.
Got a nice throaty.
Yeah, and people get to hear it on the video too, so that's great. And what motor is this? Yamaha 440?
It is. It's pretty much the GPX engine with the hotter B cylinders.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it runs really hard. I mean, it's a rider.
Awesome. I'm glad you ride it. That's what they're meant for. Well, thanks for showing it to us.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you. Love your videos.
Thanks. There we go. Love it. I don't even know if you can hear it over the Thunderjet, but this is definitely a four-stroke.
Yep.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. It's a 1971 Olympic. I like it. A ski zoom. You don't see very many of these. It seems like usually when I see a ski zoom, it's at Valdi's house. Very cool sled. We got the old black Mercury. These, they're old. I don't know what else to say. These are real early Mercuries. Everybody wants the twisters. You don't see too many of these. And then we got the 69 ski horse here. And I want to point out, like my earlier video, I mentioned that the guy had made a tank. Well, they did eventually come out with the steel tank for these, but I believe it was a year earlier, they were the plastic tank that didn't last so well. So if you're buying one, look for that steel tank. That's my tip. Cool sled though. These got a reverse. A lot of them had electric start, and it's got a compression release. It's got a warm-up control. You pull this button right here, and it locks the clutch in neutral so you can rev it up. So kind of a cool sled. Had a lot of features that not much else had back in those days. All right, we got a little snow pony here, a Mach 3. She's a little guy. I don't know what motor that is, but I know it's tiny. That is a small little J-Lo. Certainly not the R295, but cool sled. All right, 72 Cheetah. Cool. The hood makes me think it's an axial fan by the vents on the side. Let's take a peek. Sure enough, it sure is an axial fan, single carb motor in there. 73 Starfire 650. Badass race sled. Very cool. If you really want to trace the heritage of the trailing arm Indy, the wedge hood Indy, it really starts here. This was Polaris's first jack shaft modern sled. And this eventually morphed into the TX TXL, which morphed into the Indy. Very awesome sled. 40 horse Rupp Yankee. Very nice. Here we go. We got another Cheetah. 440 Cheetah. We got this RTX. I know you guys are dying for me to get going on my RTX project, and so am I, but I got so many projects. It's hard to figure out what's next on the radar. But this is a 72 RX 447. Of course, mine is a 72 RTX 300, but very cool. And look at that. This one has the sticker on it for the serial number. Very cool. Very cool. We got a Suzuki here. 1972 it says. Suzuki SM360 Nomad. Nice. We got a Snowjet Wide Track 433. We got a Ski Whiz. And we got the little 292 Lynx. And I do like these Lynxes. Nice and short, and should be a Kawasaki 292 under the hood there. Let's walk around and peek. Sure enough, that is a Kawi 292. All right, we got a 1976 RV 340. You guys know I like these. Range Whip. Scorpion, JLO/Cuyuna powered. Very cool. We got another Super Stinger Scorpion. And we got a red Suzuki XR400. And then, of course, you guys all recognize this from the Blacksmith Show video. A lot of you commented it had the Trans Am bird on it. Well, let's give you a close-up look of that. It's technically, it's more of an American Eagle than a Trans Am bird, but I certainly see why you thought that. I'm here with a rather reluctant interview. What's your name, sir?
Gary.
Gary. And a lot of you guys saw this at the Hair of the Dog show, and you commented the Trans Am sled. Well, Gary, what is this really?
It's a bicentennial 1976 version that OMC came out. They got the Johnson, and they also had the Evinrude Skeeter with a different flag emblem on it, but it's for the bicentennial is what they did it for.
So Gary, I love these, and it's really unique sled. And there's more unique than a big decal. Do you want to show them what we got going on under the hood?
Yeah.
Because OMC thought a little differently than everyone else.
They used to have the opposed motors.
Yeah.
And then they switched to the traditional kind of.
Kind of traditional, but not.
Right.
There's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, so they got an intake here.
Oh, hang on, Gary. Oh, Gary just opened his hood, and then we had some sleds fire up, so we paused the interview. Yeah. Gary, should I just do this, or you want to do it?
John, you might as well go for it.
All right, so I've owned one of these before, and they're a weird sled. So the first thing I want to start with is there's no crank seal on this side. That is just a block-off plate. That's because literally everything for the magneto, for the recoil, it's all on the other side. Look at the rope there, folks. And the recoil is geared to the clutch, as is the electric start. So the recoil, they put it here to be conventional. They didn't want people pulling with their left hand for some reason. But look at how it runs across, and this is actually the recoil right here. Very, very weird. The clutching is different. It's got this garter spring in it instead of flyweights. It's the only clutch I've ever seen with a garter spring. And then it's a case reed sled with a single carb, and it's the dreaded WF. Gary, my hat's off to you for making it work with the WF.
In order to get that carburetor out, you need to take the seat off and the tank out.
Yes.
Just to get the carburetor off. You cannot get it out of there.
But here's one thing they did right. They put a mouse cleanout panel on the airbox. So when you get a mouse in there, you can clean out your airbox just by taking out the battery and taking off that panel.
Yeah.
And then the cooling is this cross flow. It sucks in here, blows out the other side.
Oh,
no.
Oh, I see.
Does it suck from that side?
The fan on this side, the only motor that is.
I got it backwards. All right. But I've owned a couple of these, and Gary, I've never made one work right.
This is a 400.
Yeah.
The 650, I guess when you started them up, you had to let them warm up really, really well.
Sure.
Before you got going on. They'd burn the motors down real quick on them, I guess.
I heard when they worked, they really went fast, though.
But they were quick.
Yeah. So let me sneak around here on this side. I mean, look at the big cool gas cap, and then there's that clutch. And that clutch does not have flyweights in it. It's got a garter spring. Conventional chain case, conventional brakes, but really cool, really cool. Gary, thanks for showing us your sled, man.
Thank you. OMC made their own motors.
Oh yeah,
Is that OMC motor?
That's an Outboard Marine Corporation motor. Nobody else would make that. But it's cool and it's unique, and I don't think many people know know about how bizarre these sleds are compared to the conventional Polaris, Arctic Cat, Skidoo, Yamaha.
Right. I think this,
very weird.
I think this was the last 76 or 77 was the last year Johnson made snowmobile or OMC.
All right, sir, person I've never met at a show before. What's your name?
Okay, my name is Brandon Hayes. I am the official owner of this 1993 XLT Special. Current miles is 6,755 miles. It is mostly in original condition. The only thing that's pretty much a flaw is the tear on the seat back there.
Oh yeah, you need some shoe goo back there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do have a spare at home. I just got to get to it. This sled has what they call the SLP pipes.
Yeah.
I had to put them on myself.
Well, let's take a look.
Okay.
You guys should know I see Brandon at every show. I'm joking when I say person I've never met before.
He's right.
So sweet.
This is SLP pipes.
Sweet. Are you going to fire it for us?
I can.
Well, let's hear them.
But it might take a couple tries though.
Well, it's cold. Love it, Brandon.
Good. Glad you like it.
Thanks for showing me. And you guys should know, he always has these original early 2000s racing gear in one form or another. Like every show that I see him at, he's wearing it. I think this is the first time I've seen this setup, though. Maybe, I don't know. You tell me, Brandon. But it's pretty crisp and pretty bright.
You are definitely right, but I do have to add to your words there that it isn't just this I have, but I have more Polaris stuff. That includes 90s leather jackets and hats. I mean, literally, you name it, I have it all. Yeah, most of it.
We've been seeing Brandon at shows for over a decade now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it isn't just shows, but it's also radar runs and snowcross.
There you go.
And cool. A little note to yourselves, but I do have more at home, but I've been taking one at a time because I only got a utility trailer, but I'm hoping I'll have enough money to buy my own two-place trailer and take more than just one. We'll see how the year goes for me.
Well, there you go, guys. We'll get Brandon on more interviews with his other sleds and other gear in the future. Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome, Nutter.
All right, we're in the home stretch here, folks. We got a ZL 440, and we got a slam down XC with some SLP skis here. Super cool. And then I like these 90 sleds. You guys saw them firing these up maybe already in the video, or maybe it'll come after this. But hopefully we'll get an interview on these. I'm not sure. But a Pro XR, that is an awesome sled. And then he's got a 600 Pro X here. Really cool. And then we got this 96X. I'm not sure if that's a watercross sled or what's going on with it, but I like to see it out, you know? And I love these skis. They must be like some special, I don't know who they are, powder something that says on them. Cool skis. Cool sled. Hi, madam.
How's it going?
Good. What's your name?
Charlene.
And is this your snowmobile, Charlene?
This is my snowmobile.
That's really cool. So what year is this?
So just like the paper says, it's 1972.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a Cheetah. She rides nice.
What motor does it have?
4-cylinder.
4-cylinder. 440.
440.
It's a 440.
Solid 440 right here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Yeah, this is the setup.
Yes.
She's here. She's here.
This is the man who knows all the details.
She's here with my friend Fletcher.
Yes.
And he's over there giving her hand signs.
No, but she rides nice.
Have you ridden it much?
Yes. Yeah, we did. We took it out on some trails.
Did you go ditch banging or did you go on trails?
Trails, real
Oh.
trails. Has not tipped over with me.
No,
No
well,
angled riding, very smooth.
It's
little
still
bumpy.
got a windshield.
That's
so
right, intact windshield. Can't
There you
go
go.
wrong.
How long have you been riding snowmobile, Charlene?
Oof, I've been riding snowmobiles for 2 years, and that was very, very minimal in
Is
itself.
it's this guy's fault?
Oh yes, definitely that guy's fault.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for showing me your sled, Charlene.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm here with my buddy Fletcher that I've known most of his life,
Yep.
more than half.
Yep, more than half.
And I kind of gave a WTF response to what this is on the way by, but Fletcher is going to explain it for us.
So this is a Fabcraft sled. This sled was made out in Montana. It's got carbon fiber trailing arms, got their Fabcraft spindles, bender billet steering posts.
Cool running board.
Yep, it's got their Fabcraft running boards, Fabcraft tunnel.
So was this meant for mountain sledding?
Hill cross and hill drags, that's what it's kind of set up for.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Yep, last year was my first maiden voyage with it, and I did all right.
Where'd you run it?
Giants Ridge.
No kidding.
Yep.
What do you got for a motor under there?
It's got a big bore Yamaha. It's a 835 bender kit in it.
No kidding.
Yep.
Do you have any idea what kind of horsepower something like that does?
This one is around 185 horsepower, yeah.
That's pretty hefty.
Yep. C14 fuel.
Nice. Nice. I see you got remote adjustable shocks on there.
Yep. Yeah, these are stadium shocks, and they're not very common in the snowmobile industry, but in the quad world they were pretty popular back in the day. But yeah, pretty cool to have these on this sled.
So would you ever run this in the ditch banger or anything, or is this strictly for hill climbs?
I would if I could get out front and didn't have to worry about people banging into my trailing arms. I wouldn't be too worried about that.
Gotcha. It's a little more fragile than an XC.
Yeah, a little bit more fragile, and the parts are a little bit more pricey to replace.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, really cool, Fletcher. Thanks for showing it to us.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're looking at what I think is a very rare Pro XR. Sir, what's your name?
Hollister Struck.
Hollister, love your sled. How did you come about owning this sled?
I picked up a couple years ago from a gentleman in Wisconsin.
Nice, nice. So what makes it an R instead of a normal Pro X?
In 2004, Polaris made somewhere upwards, some say 200, some say 500. There isn't a definitive number that's apparently found, but it was a snow check only sled in 2004.
Sweet.
So
I absolutely
anywhere
love
between
it.
200 and 500.
I absolutely love it. This is a bucket list sled because I love edges. And this has got to be like the top of the line of edges, I think.
Yeah, it was hot.
Nice, nice. And I see it's got all, what are those Fox shocks on it all the way around, or are those walkers?
It's all Walker.
It's all walkers on this one?
Yep.
Nice. It's got the Pro X trailing arms. Super sweet. And do you own this other Pro X here?
Yes.
600?
Yep.
Nice. So for all you guys complaining that my Pro X isn't a real Pro X, yeah, I know it's got a Pro X hood, but that's a real Pro X. So
yeah, there's a couple things swapped around on that one. Front shocks are off an 01. That was because she just saw the trail last weekend. We were in a bind and we had to get some shocks on to be able to send her down the trail. But she just saw 350 miles last weekend.
nice.
So.
Nice. See, these are still viable sleds, folks. If you want a sit-down sled, these are it. These are the cream of the crop. Love it. Love it. Oh, hot seat pipe on her. Sweet. Love it. And check out his jacket. I am looking for one of these. He just cost me at least a couple $100 when I find one. I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, I don't know, probably 5-6 years ago I found this thing.
That's wonderful.
Marketplace is dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, Hollister, thanks for showing me your sleds. I appreciate it.
Bet.
These are
Thank you.
bucket list sleds for me.
Yes.
All right, so that's all the sleds in the show. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to thank everybody that let me interview them about their sled, and the people that are firing up. Look, I love it when you fire up your sled at a show, and I'll pick up filming again later. It's cool. Just do it. So with that said, big thanks to everybody that gave us a super thanks, and you can see the names up there on the screen. And of course, a huge thanks to all of the Patreons or patrons that watch this over on Patreon. So if you didn't know, they give us a little help every month. They kick in $5 or $10 for pizza and beer and parts and whatever else. And in return, they get to watch all the videos early and ad-free over on the Patreon. It's both a web page and an app for your phone. You can join up either way. So check that out if you want to help support the channel and if you like this type of thing. And other than that, well, we'll see you at the shows and we'll see you at the swap meets. Thanks.